but it came out to my house, and I'm like, she does stuff like that, even though she doesn't directly come to me anymore. She does stuff like that, or she'll go to my landlord and tell him that I'm trying to control her Roku, and stealing her internet, and just weird random stuff like that.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Yao?
Basically, I've never threatened or intimidated or made any verbal threats towards Rose. I've maybe had 3 conversations with Rose, and those conversations were over 2 years ago. And I apologized to Rose and resolved that issue. I feel that Rose is retaliating against me to purposely make me look out to be the perpetrator. And I'm not the one who's cussing her out or calling her names all night long. That this verbal abuse from Rose has been going on for the last 6 to 9 months. I'm not the one who's monitoring Rose or Gustavo's behavior. I have never bothered them or observed or monitored them or stalked Rose, nor have I ever verbally threatened or bullied or called Rose any names. I've been kept all hours of the night, being called a fucking bitch. I hate you. I'm going to kill you. I've had both Rose and Gustavo state to go kill myself, and I should have shot you already. I've had my Wi-Fi hacked into, and I had many disruptions, too many to count. Rose has kept me up for 4 or 5 days, making these threats over and over all night long. I couldn't call the police in fear of Rose's threats of retaliation. I did notify the manager of the park, and he advised me to file an anti-harassment order, and I told him I would think about it. Rose claims that I keep her up all night, but I sleep 12 hours a night, and I turn my TV down at 10 o'clock. And in the past, I've asked Rose to please respect my privacy, and her response was, "You think I'm up and jealous of you, bitch." Because of Rose's threats Rose has made towards me, I now feel for my own safety, and I've had to go through so much stress, strain, and mental duress. I'm exhausted, confused, and afflicted. I'm unable to cope with my daily life, and because of the situation, I recently signed up for counseling, and I've had 2 appointments. I missed 2. I've had to change my door locks 2 times, and I've changed my internet provider 2 times. I recently ordered home security to keep myself safe in this situation. It has cost me my finances, my health, and my safety. It's been a financial burden on me, and Rose has caused me strife and abuse for the last year. I've done nothing wrong but keep to myself. I don't get involved in neighborhood drama nor any of the neighbors, and I would like the behavior to stop. I just want peace of mind, and I'd like to be left alone and be able to live in solitude where I can have some kind of peaceful situation come to this resolve. I've had to put up some window on my windows because Rose and Gustavo were looking in while they were pretending to water plants. I've had to keep my windows and doors closed because of the constant eavesdropping. I feel like I have no privacy in my home. And basically, I know that Rose makes sure that when she leaves that she has Gustavo watch me and monitor me while I'm there, so I can't call 911 because she's accusing me that I'm calling 911 all the time on her for the last year. And basically, I've had to go to many medical appointments, and I've had panic attacks because of the situation. I live alone, and I don't have any friends or family to go through, so I live in fear and in trepidation. And basically, I felt like I've been followed on a number of occasions, but I've suffered so much mental distress because of this, and I've had breakdowns, and I just want the behavior to stop. That it's not me that's doing this, that it's Rose that's the one who's the one that's harassing me. Right. And I provide with you some statements from some family and friends, from Roger Yowell, and I provide a statement from Raina Pearson, Rita Nice, Miles Toll, and my neighbor Ramona Bear. And then I provided some documentations of my journals. And thank
right.
you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Curtis, do you have anything else you want to add?
There's not one bit of truth to any single thing that she said. Not one single bit of truth. I've never, ever even purposely talked to this lady in my life. Not once have I talked to her or had any. I don't understand why she even thinks this stuff about us, other than her thinking I was sleeping with her boyfriend. That's when it all started. And her boyfriend has told us on numerous occasions how she's crazy, and every single one,
She's off her medication or something like that.
and all of our neighbors will say how she's crazy and bipolar or whatever mental illness she's got that is paranoid about people. And she thinks that we would want, for some reason, to stalk her or have or even know what she's doing. I don't care about any of that. Like, she's of no importance to me. I don't even think about her. I never have. So all these are just delusions, and I would appreciate it if she got some help, because it's kind of affecting my life, and I really don't want anything to do with this drama. I don't have problems with any of my neighbors. So
Thank you.
it's honestly kind of sad if she really believes that kind of stuff. It's kind of concerning and sad.
All right, listening to the two of you, Ms. Curtis indicates that there had been a period of time in which Ms. Yao was yelling at her, taking offense under the belief that Ms. Curtis had relationships with Ms. Yao's boyfriend. That apparently the direct contact from Ms. Yao to Ms. Curtis apparently stopped a few months back. There's a concern by Ms. Curtis and Mr. Pelayo that Ms. Yao reports falsities to the landlord in the trailer park, and also has been calling the police and making false allegations, and leading to at least one stop by the police at Ms. Curtis's and Mr. Pelayo's residence when they weren't present. On the other hand, Ms. Yao says, in fact, it's the opposite, that she's being harassed by Ms. Curtis, and then Mr. Pelayo watches her, and she feels under duress from the pressure they're putting on her, and has asked for a realignment of the parties. There was a temporary order issued in this case. I'm going to first indicate to the parties that this court, I don't have any authority to tell somebody not to call the police. I don't have any authority to tell them to not talk to the landlord. I don't have any authority to tell them to tell the truth. If Ms. Curtis or Ms. Yao is going to go to the landlord and say things that aren't true about Ms. Curtis and Mr. Pelayo, we don't have the authority under this process to tell her not to do that. And we don't have any authority to tell her not to call law enforcement. It's up to law enforcement. It's up to the landlord to make the decisions they want to make and decide whether they want to listen to what Ms. Yao is telling them or not. So I'm going to find that Ms. Yao is not directly contacting Ms. Curtis and Mr. Pelayo at this point in time. I will not enter the protection order. And the one temporary order will cease as of today. I will, however, make a record that Ms. Curtis and Mr. Pelayo, Ms. Yao have made very clear that they do not want any contact from you. So they have the right to come back and refile this order if you contact them in the future. You are to, there's no order here, but you are well advised not to have contact with them, since they have made very clear that they don't want to hear from you at all. And on the other hand, for Ms. Curtis and Mr. Pelayo, Ms. Yao has said that she doesn't want to hear from the two of you, and she has the right to make that request and has made it. So Ms. Yao has the right to file a petition if she believes that you contact her over her objection to have contact. You both have asked for the very same thing. That is, leave me alone. So hopefully the two of you can live up to that. But as I've said, the court will not limit what somebody can say about somebody else and doesn't prohibit people from calling law enforcement or speaking to their landlord. That's something the court will not address. All right, I've signed a denial order. Thank you both.
Thank you.